Donna Tartt's second novel is no cozy mystery. It is a slow-burning spiritual dissection. Keep watching. A stifling Mississippi town hides scorching secrets. The story opens on Mother's Day, 1976, with a shocking crime. 9-year-old Robin Cleve Dufresne is found hanged in his backyard. 12 years later, his sister Harriet cannot accept the killer was never caught. Tartt saturates the fictional town of Alexandria with heat, kudzu, and generational malaise. Neighborhood gossip coils like humidity, pressing every conversation with unsaid guilt. Harriet, bookish and charismatic, decides justice must begin with her small hands. She recruits her timid friend Helly for an amateur investigation. The premise sounds familiar, yet Tartt loads it with Gothic dread. Childhood curiosity becomes a dangerous lens on race, class, and religious extremity. By the section's end, you already suspect nobody remains innocent. Tartt's sensory prose makes you taste mosquito repellent and overripe peaches. Atmosphere is not decoration. It deepens the unsolved murder's emotional bruise. This meticulous scene setting forms the novel's slow-burning fuse. If the heat feels oppressive, that is exactly Tartt's intention. Every character carries a private hurricane. Harriet is no dreamy protagonist. She's flinty, stubborn, occasionally cruel. Her flaws make the narrative morally jagged, never sentimental. Helly longs for heroism, yet fears losing Harriet's approval. Their dynamic recalls Huck and Tom filtered through Southern decay. Around them swirl the adult Cleves, paralyzed by grief and genteel denial. Tartt observes them with almost anthropological patience. Even side characters earn paragraphs of intimate, unhurried interiority. But the most hypnotic voice belongs to the narrator. Tartt's omniscience slips between perspectives like a camera gliding through walls. She employs biblical similes, playground slang, and entomological detail without rupturing rhythm. This polyphonic texture complicates moral judgments. You feel compassion for criminals and fear for children planning revenge. The voice never forgets the novel is filtered through memory's distortions. That tension between remembrance and present action keeps pages turning despite the pace. Reading feels like eavesdropping on restless ghosts. Every whisper hints at violence still echoing in humid air. Murder is pretext. Moral rot is focus. Tartt interrogates the mythology of Southern honor. Alexandria appears tranquil, yet its economy depends on exploited black labor. Harriet's childhood innocence mirrors regional selective amnesia about violence. Religious imagery saturates the prose, contrasting biblical justice with human frailty. Snakes, dolls, and storm clouds recur as omens. Tartt suggests evil rarely erupts. It gestates quietly, nourished by complicity. Harriet's quest becomes a theodicy masquerading as a whodunit. By chasing justice, she learns punishment may predate crime. The novel also critiques nostalgia for childhood adventure stories. Unlike Narnia, grown-ups here never rescue children from darkness. Instead, children replicate adult cruelty, proving imagination's double edge. Tartt leaves questions unresolved, reflecting reality's messy moral ledger. That ambiguity divides readers and fuels intense discussion. You decide whether the book's length is meditative or indulgent. Either way, symbolism unspools like Spanish moss, resilient and haunting. Water towers and barren dog kennels symbolize communities running dry on empathy. Even Harriet's cherished library books smell of mildew, suggesting knowledge poorly preserved. Tartt repeatedly describes broken windows reflecting sunlight like fractured halos. Grace glints, but it cannot mend the glass. Readers attuned to symbolism will delight in cataloguing such glimmers. Others might prefer the meaning remains subliminal, operating below narrative consciousness. Patience is rewarded with lingering chills. The Little Friend is not a conventional thriller. Expect tension, not speed. If you loved Tartt's The Goldfinch, prepare for fewer fireworks yet deeper shadows. Fans of Carson McCullers and Flannery O'Connor will relish the Gothic undertow. True crime listeners curious about motive over gore will also find satisfaction. However, skim readers seeking explosive twists may struggle with Tartt's deliberate pacing. I recommend the audiobook. Narrator Karen White captures every swampy inflection. Regardless of format, give the novel uninterrupted afternoons. You may resent Harriet's recklessness, yet admire her unflinching gaze. Long after finishing, I still imagine Alexandria's thunderclouds rumbling outside my window. That staying power defines literary suspense. Give Tartt 13 chapters. She will claim months of your thoughts. Book clubs will find endless debate material, particularly regarding the ambiguous final chapter. Some will argue Harriet achieves moral victory. Others will declare her corrupted. That schism makes meeting discussions lively. Teachers could pair the novel with To Kill a Mockingbird for fruitful contrasts. Where Lee offers hopeful progress, Tartt presents cyclical despair. Yet both highlight youthful morality testing entrenched customs. In that dialogue, The Little Friend feels tragically contemporary. Its publication date matters less than its unresolved social questions. Revisiting the novel today exposes how many questions remain unanswered nationally. That relevance validates the novel's length and deliberate pace. Check the full article linked below for deeper analysis and additional reading recommendations.